Cartoons sometimes have moments where you just stare at your TV completely speechless. There are moments you don't expect that really change the show, and you will always look back at them as incredible viewing experiences. I'm not going to be going in order like a top 5 list, instead I'll just mention a few in no particular order. Also, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen these cartoons, consider yourself warned. With all that being said, let's get on with the video. In the earlier days of South Park, one of the big mysteries was the identity of Cartman's father. Throughout the show, we don't see him, and he only has his mom. There's a season 2 episode that seemed to reveal the true identity of his dad, although it was a cop-out. They said that his mom was also his dad, and it really didn't make a whole lot of sense. But fast forward to many seasons later, the episode 201 revealed the truth about Cartman's dad. Cartman's former enemy, Scott Tenorman, slowly builds up to this big reveal with Cartman in the ChiliCon Carnival.
My dad was a Denver Bronco? Would you like to meet him? Well, you can't. Ever. 'Cause you see, Eric, we have something in common. Did I ever tell you that my father played for the Denver Broncos?
Eventually, we find out that his real dad is Jack Tenorman, which is Scott's deceased dad. If you don't know much about South Park, there was an episode where Cartman wanted revenge on Scott, so he killed his parents and fed them to him. Now we find out that Cartman literally killed his own dad and fed him to his half-brother. This was an insane cartoon moment that I'll never forget. It really sucks for Cartman because he spent a lot of time in the early seasons wondering who his father was, but then he finds out that he killed him and was actually half-brothers with his enemy, Scott Tenorman. South Park isn't the type of show to have big reveals and continuity like this, so seeing it develop over the course of the show was interesting to watch. The insane reveal was completely unexpected since most people thought that the mystery would go unsolved forever.
You killed your own father, and then you fed him to your half-brother! Yeah!
Gravity Falls had a huge mystery that spawned an unforgettable cartoon moment. In the very first episode of the show, Dipper finds a journal in the woods that has information on supernatural creatures and spells and stuff. Throughout the first season, he refers to the book many times as he comes across different monsters in the town. Undoubtedly, the biggest mystery during this time was who exactly wrote the journals. Fans speculated for years, including me, and there were an insane amount of theories. One of the biggest theories was that Old Man McGucket was the author, since the clues were adding up and it seemed so obvious. There was a leaked image showing him write the journals, although we eventually found out that that was a trick by Alex Hirsch to steer us in a different direction. But in the season 2 episode Not What He Seems, the answer to the biggest Gravity Falls question was revealed. The viewers gasped as this six-fingered man stepped out of the portal and he grabbed his journal. Then he takes off his hood and reveals himself as my brother.
Is this the part where one of us faints?
Oh, I am so honored, dude.
This was an insane moment, and I'm sure a bunch of viewers were screaming at their TVs. If you weren't a part of the Gravity Falls hype at this time, you have to realize that theories were being made for 2 to 3 years about who the author could be. This created a ton of build-up to this answer, and fans were satisfied when it actually happened. I don't think I'll ever forget the moment I was watching this portal scene for the first time, since it confirmed a fan theory and I couldn't believe it actually happened. Family Guy isn't a show where you expect to find big reveals. It's just a normal comedy, and most episodes aren't super emotional to the story. But in the episode Life of Brian, a completely unexpected death happens that you probably won't forget anytime soon. Brian was hit by a car and was declared dead shortly after, only to be replaced by a new dog named Vinny. This came completely out of left field since viewers expected the show to stay the same in every episode. Who on earth would expect a main character death out of a cartoon like Family Guy? It would make a bit more sense if a smaller character died, but Brian is one of the biggest in the show behind Peter and Stewie. Now, it was eventually revealed that Brian's death was a marketing stunt to gain more views and attention, so that really sucks. But still, I think people will remember this scene since it isn't the norm for Family Guy.
Brian wasn't just my dog. He was my best friend in the whole world. He was smart, he was loyal, and I guess what I'm trying to say is, he was like a brother to me.
Okay, this next moment is a little weird, but you'll understand in a second. The Wormy episode from SpongeBob had a part that I think many people will remember, and you're probably already aware of what it is. This close-up of the butterfly after Wormy transforms is a moment many kids were scarred by. If you didn't watch this episode as a kid, then you probably don't understand what I mean. I remember watching this scene when I was really young, and I definitely found it a bit creepy, although not too much. However, there were tons of other people with stronger reactions, and kids were legitimately scared by this close-up.
I really don't taste that good, Mr. Monster.
Now the rest of Wormy was completely fine, and it was actually a really funny episode. But the interesting thing here is that the entire episode was banned in some countries just because of this close-up. So I know it sounds weird when I say the butterfly is something you'll never forget, but I know it applies to some of you watching this. It was pretty messed up.
We did it, Patrick! We saved the city! Just think what might have happened if we didn't tell everyone about the monster!
Cartoons can really have an impact on you, and maybe some of the stuff I mentioned you really can't forget. If there were any other shocking things in cartoons that you remember to this day, then feel free to leave a comment below. Anyway, that's all for this video. Subscribe for more awesome cartoon videos. Give a thumbs up and comment below to let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.